So I've just recently moved up to Chicago from NWI, Northwest Indiana, and I've already got some pretty cool nature stuff happening just on the goddamn porch. And that would be the wait for this semi truck thing hauling equipment to pass. That would be this little guy, one of like about 9, I believe, Papilio polyxenes that have been laid on a dill plant that my partner's former roommate planted up here. So that's really cool. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about Papilio polyxenes, the black swallowtail. I'll flash up a picture of that. Adult form, of course, but these are the larvae of Papilio polyxenes. We'll zoom in a bit here so we can get a good look. That's quite rad. So what we're gonna note about Papilio polyxenes is that it is the host plant here. Goodness, look at all these guys down here. Isn't that incredible? The host plant here is typically members of the Apiaceae, members of the carrot family, and that actually includes deadly members of the Apiaceae that are deadly for humans to consume, such as members of the genus Cicuta. My buddy Nathaniel, he was telling me one time about how he was out on a fen or in a marsh adjacent to a fen, and he just saw like hundreds of these things hanging out on Cicuta bulbifera. The Wikipedia page says that they're also reported on Cicuta maculata, which is the plant that the Haudenosaunee people referred to as suicide root, which is pretty gnarly that they can hack it on such a deadly plant. This species is, in my opinion, speaking as a former butterfly monitor, kind of tricky to identify as an adult because there's like, I think it's 4. I think there are 4 dark swallowtails, and I'll count them off. There's Papilio polyxenes, the black swallowtail, the guy that we're working with today. There's the dark morph of the eastern swallowtail. There's a spicebush swallowtail, and then there's the pipevine swallowtail. So yeah, there's four swallowtail species where the adult form is predominantly like they have like a black forewing and hind wing with the accenting on the wing is different, which is how you can distinguish the species, but that's not what this video is about. This one's just about Papilio polyxenes. But you know, this is easy to identify, of course, because I am a botanist and I know what this host plant is. This is dill, which is a member of the carrot family, the Apiaceae. I don't know dill's scientific name because I'm a sloppy botanist and I don't really care about garden plants that much, but I'll write it up in the sidebar over here. Dill's in the Apiaceae for sure, though. You can tell by these umbelliform yellow flowers. Yeah, without a doubt, that's dill. And I've also had it on like sandwiches and stuff, so I know it's dill for sure. But that's beside the point. The point is that you can identify an insect by its host plant, which really well demonstrates the interconnected nature of the natural sciences, such as in this case entomology and botany, and which is a perfect segue to ask the question of why does this larva only host on members of the Apiaceae, or typically host on members of the Apiaceae. And the answer that science has drummed up for that is that it's due to the presence of a secondary metabolite in the which is common in members of the Apiaceae, such as dill. And those secondary metabolites, what a secondary metabolite is basically, if I'm remembering from my botany course properly, it's a metabolite that isn't essential for growth, but is still produced biologically by the plant, is what a secondary metabolite is. Secondary metabolites are often used to discourage herbivory, which is a nice little bit of foreshadowing. The main secondary metabolite that you want to pay attention to in the Apiaceae are the, hang on, I wrote it down, the furanocoumarins, which these larvae bioaccumulate. So they get that furanocoumarin, they don't metabolize it, they don't break it down, and they keep it in their tissues, which will discourage predation by typically other insect predators. I don't know how effective, or I haven't read anything about how effective furanocoumarins are against birds. But yeah, so that's what they're doing. They're bioaccumulating furanocoumarins into their tissues to prevent predation by other insects, which is awesome. And if that's a bit confusing to you, this is the exact same concept as why monarchs, Danos plexippus, needs members of the milkweed family, the Apocynaceae. It's just a different secondary metabolite in the Apocynaceae. It's cardiac glycosides there, furanocoumarins here. So it's just a parallel. A parallel would be a good way to put that. But anyway, there you go. These are, of course, these are kind of early. I only caught them a couple days ago, but there's like 9 of them on here. And I'm gonna try to delicately disturb this one to see if I can make it send out the osmeterium, which I've gotten them to do it before. The osmeterium no, don't climb on me. This one's not doing it. That one's doing it a little bit. You see that? Did you see the orange thing right at the forehead of the caterpillar? There it is. That's the osmeterium. I call it a stinkhorn. It allows them to mimic snakes, and it also produces a foul smell. Potentially also from the furanocoumarins. But there you go, folks. Papilio polyxenes. Hope you enjoyed that.